Appreciate you guys being here. Another exciting week, another challenge for our football team. As we evaluate FIU, I think it's probably the best FIU team we've played in a long time. You look at them from a statistical standpoint, they do a great job running the football. They're throwing the ball very efficiently. I think they're second in the conference in scoring, points per game. They're just really, really good on both sides of the ball. They're not giving up a lot of points. They're good in the kicking game in every facet. So going down there, we got our work cut out for us. So we got to have a great week of preparation because this is a really good football team. They're 3-1. They're very well coached. Coach Davis and his staff are doing a great job there in developing their program, that program. So, again, they're going to have great athletes. They're really fast on both sides of the ball. They make you earn everything you get. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us, but one, obviously, that we're going to be excited and ready for.
Day to prepare for them because you played on Friday. How are you guys using that extra day to heal and everything like that?
I don't know. We got back so late coming back from Marshall. It'll help us from giving us an extra day because we were a day short last week. So the players, Saturday was their day off for that week. So I'm sure they just laid around and watched TV and, got off their legs a little bit. And we practiced yesterday. So, and then as coaches, we came in Saturday and watched the film from the Marshall game and then started a little bit there on FIU. So, we're in a pretty good routine right now, both from a staff standpoint and a player standpoint of what we're doing in preparation, how we're taking care of our bodies. So, I'm sure it was good for the players to have a little bit of time off after the short week.
Coach, have you had a chance to talk to Chandler and Matt Penalties this morning, and do you think they'll have a chance to play on Saturday?
I have not. Talked to either one of them. Neither practiced yesterday, so we'll, have a better idea, of their availability, tomorrow and as we get into the rest of the week, if they're going to be able to contribute anything on Saturday.
You're facing the conference's best pass efficiency quarterback. What does he do so well to be so efficient and be so good?
Well, he's got good players around him, for one, and, they do a good job. He's a transfer from Bowling Green. The 2 years we played him, he did not play in either one of those games, but he's a good player. He's a graduate transfer in there for him, and he does a good job. He's, he runs their offense, what they like for him to do. He throws the ball really good, and he's not he doesn't appear to be a scrambler or a runner with the ball, he moves around in the pocket good, but he doesn't present that threat of, pulling the ball down and, being one of those type quarterbacks. So, but he does a good job. Very impressed with what he's done so far this year.
How does their running game kind of complement him?
I think they're leading the conference in rushing, so anytime you can do that, anytime you can run the ball, it just takes that much more pressure off the quarterback. And, they're very balanced right now. So, that's always that's where it starts defensively. You've got to stop the run, and we've been very poor at that. The first 3 games, really the first 3.5 games, we were very poor at it. In the second half of the FAU game, we were a lot better. And then the first half of the Marshall game, we weren't very good. In the second half, we were a lot better. So we've just got to be a little bit more consistent defensively in stopping the run. And that's what people see right now. Hey, we can run the ball on this defense. So they're probably going to come in saying we're going to, try to establish the run and run it. So we've got to do a good job of stopping the number one rush offense in the conference.
You guys have done a great job of making adjustments at halftime, especially on defense. How do you come out of the game better in the first half?
We started a little bit better this game defensively. In the past four, they've taken the opening drive down and scored. And we talked about that this week, and we did a better job. We stopped them there, on that first drive. And then I think it was the second drive, and we had a couple defensive penalties in there that, they went down and scored. It might have been the third drive, but we just got to play better. Our guys know, and I don't know the adjustment part, all that. Our coaches have done a good job, but, I give the credit to our players. Our players, they've corrected themselves throughout the course of the game. And every game you play, every offense is going to present something new that you haven't seen, something you haven't practiced, something you haven't prepared for. So those are the in-game adjustments that you have to be prepared to make, not only as a coach but as a player. And I think our players have done a great job with that, and obviously our coaches have also.
Coach, you'd been keeping penalties to a minimum, and you had 11 the other night. Was that just an oddity, or just does that concern you?
Yeah, it does. I mean, anytime, because we just got to play smarter. And it took the delay of game there at the end on the punt, to just run more clock. So we had, we had 10. And like we all know that the pre and post snap penalties kill you. And that's what hurt us. So we just have to play more discipline. We have to play more, our mental intensity has to be better than what it was. The emotions of the game can't dictate how you play. And I think that's what happened in some of those instances, that we've just got to, if it continues, then you worry about it as a coach. We've done a great job the first 4 games of not doing it. We had a bad game there with it. I've got all the confidence in our players that, that's not gonna continue. So we've just got to be better at that, and I know we will.
I think coming up close to a year now, when John Rizzo decided to kind of step away from the game because of concussions. How have you kind of seen him now kind of working more as an kind of mentor role for the other guys and kind of as an assistant?
Yeah, anytime a player, has to stop playing when it's not his choice is always hard. And, so you always hate to see that happen. Hated to see it happen for Johnny. But like him and like Jonathan Roth, that happened to him the year before, Richie Bisaccia, all these guys that this has happened to players before, I always want to keep them around and be part of the program and help in any capacity that they can. And John he comes to every practice, he comes to every meeting, he travels. He's been around. And same thing he did last year, when he had to miss when it started, the last 5 games. He still traveled, he's still with us. Now he's helping from a signal standpoint. And I have a lot of respect for John. I'm just glad he's, able still to be a part of it. But he's doing a great job for us in his role and in his capacity of what he's helping his team do.
I think your defense has been on the field for 80-plus plays the last 2 games. Any fear of them being tired or anything like that going into this one?
That's ball. If you got to snap it 100 times, you got to be ready. If you're going to snap it 50 times, you got to be ready for it. I mean, that's just get off the field, stay on the field. Offensively, stay on the field. Defensively, get off the field. But we've played two really, really good offenses. Tennessee Martin's a good offense. Georgia's a good offense. Vanderbilt was a good offense when we played them. So we're playing good teams, and especially the tempo type teams that you play in Florida Atlantic and Marshall, the tempo that they go. We knew there's going to be a lot of plays. So, the only way you can reduce those plays is get off the field. And but no, it's our guys, our defensive guys, are doing a good job. We're doing a good job during the course of the week. I understand that. I was worried. Probably more worried going into the Marshall game than I will be going into the FIU game, because you play, I think, Darius, Khalil, maybe Javante, maybe, we had, 3 or 4 guys on defense that also play special teams that played 100 snaps in the FAU game. And then you turn around and you play another high-tempo team on a day less rest. So I was more worried about their legs having to travel and everything going into the Marshall game than I am now. Yeah, they played 90, 95 snaps again. They got an extra day in there to recover. So, but it's just the way football is now. But our guys do a good job taking care of their bodies during the week, and they're ready to go when we get there on Saturdays.